I remember reading about something that happened in the late 1800s in Africa. There were some British engineers along with a construction gang who began to build a railway bridge over a river in Kenya. The project, however, was severely and tragically hampered by repeated attacks from what turned out to be two rather ferocious man-eating lions. Now, these lions would sneak into the workers' campsites at night and they would drag helpless and terrified workers off to their lair. Or sometimes they would just simply kill the workers who were moving about outside of the camp day or night. Now, as would be expected, many of those construction workers decided to quit the job. They left the worksite, so much so that the project was brought to a grinding halt. Those lions were sneaking around with the intention of destroying human life. It was actually some months before the construction team worked out what was actually going on. And it was discovered there were really two man-eating lions who were roaming around, and until they were taken out, the project was unable to be completed. So what would happen if there was a lion on the loose where you live? I imagine that there would be emergency services personnel running around everywhere, with probably a few helicopters in the sky to top it off. They would continue to be there until the animal was either captured or destroyed. Absolutely everyone would be on high alert while that lion was still on the loose. Well, listen to these words of warning from 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8 and 9. Stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. Stand firm against him and be strong in your faith. Remember that your family of believers all over the world is going through the same kind of suffering that you are. Now, although those words were written a long time ago, they are oh so relevant in our day. It really is time to be alert and to be aware of the enemy and his tactics. He is becoming rather brazen and is no longer hiding but seems to be in plain sight. We see deception and degradation all over our society, where bad is painted as good and good as bad. In John 18, Jesus was questioned by Pilate, and he said to Pilate that he'd come into the world to testify to truth. Pilate responded with those well-known words, "What is truth?" You see, Pilate didn't recognise truth standing right in front of him because Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me." That's John 14:6. And that is a verse worth committing to memory because they are power words. And as we move through these darkening days, let us continue to pray sincerely that the Lord will give us wisdom to know and to understand what truth really is, so that we might recognise it in everything that we see and hear. I've often heard people say, "Oh, don't believe everything that you read in the paper or see on TV," but they do. So be alert. Lord, give us the grace and wisdom to discern truth and to grow in our faith and trust in you. Have a wonderful week. Remember that you are blessed to be a blessing.